Mastercard just unveils a breaking new partnership with Ripple, XRP, and other fintechs in the crypto space. This is exciting news for the entire crypto industry, and if you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Well, we don't have any time to waste, so now let's get in more details about what this partnership between Mastercard and Ripple XRP is about, which other fintech companies are going to be affected, and most importantly, what that means for XRP. So this is the official tweet from Mastercard itself. Digital assets are entering a new phase. What once running parallel to existing financial systems is increasingly being applied to solve practical real-world needs, often behind the scenes, from cross-border remittances to B2B money transfers. This creates new opportunities to add value in how money moves globally. Today, we introduced the Mastercard Crypto Partner Program, a global initiative that brings together more than 85 crypto-native companies, payment providers, and financial institutions. Together, we are creating a forum for meaningful dialogue and collaboration as this space continues to mature. So let's now understand which companies are fundamentally part of this initiative. Here we have more details about this collaboration. Basically, it's happening behind the scenes since 2025. Mastercard is building on top of the XRP Ledger. The Mastercard X Ripple Real Stablecoin pilot is settling Gemini Credit Card transactions on the XRP Ledger in real time. This basically replaces multi-day bank clearing with seconds fast finality. WebBank, the credit issuer, settles directly with Mastercard using real stablecoin on the XRP Ledger. This is the first time a regulated US bank has settled traditional card payments on a public blockchain using a licensed stablecoin. This sits inside Mastercard's newly launched 85+ partner crypto program, which also includes Binance, PayPal, Circle, and Paxos. Of course, the target is cross-border payments, B2B payments, and global payouts across 200+ countries. This means the XRP Ledger is one step closer to maturity, processing real institutional money with very low transaction fees. As you can see, this partnership was actually being developed since November 5, 2025. Ripple teams up with Mastercard, WebBank, and Gemini to bring stablecoin settlements with RLUSD to improve fiat payments. This is a press release from Ripple official websites. And if you want to learn more about this partnership, I'm going to actually drop the link for this Ripple article in the description of this video. This is one more proof that holding XRP is like owning a piece of infrastructure of the new financial system. To this day, it's hard to find one major financial institution that's not tied to Ripple. And as you can see, Ripple is working non-stop. They're just securing a new payment license in Australia. This is XRP's endgame. Ripple is making sure there are enough liquidity rails in every single corner of the planet. And you don't build that overnight. This is a long process that is in place for over a decade. We are now starting to see the results coming into fruition. So if you hold XRP, this is not a moment to lose your patience. So Ripple is even collaborating with the US government and Donald Trump to reshape the future of crypto regulation. It's all about the utility of XRP. Let's now watch what the head of Ripple X has to say about this. And if you don't follow Bank XRP on X, I highly recommend you to give him a follow. I no longer have Twitter, so I am unable to follow him, unfortunately, but he provides great information. My account is still suspended. Now let's watch this clip together.
The US being very, very proactive in regulatory clarity. And so we do roundtables with like crypto leaders and Trump to help design the rules of the road. There's no like protectionism that we are seeing. And it's more like blockchain is very open and striving all together. Yeah.
You did. I wanted to make one thing clear for the audience, and I think the clarity would be best coming from you. With the fact that you have done the massive deal with the DLD land department over here, is there any role for XRP over here? How would you separate that with the Ripples itself?
So Ripple is really like a digital asset infrastructure for institutions, including banks, asset managers, including DLD. And we're doing that through the Ripple payment product, through XRP Ledger, through the RLUSD, so Ripple USD, and the custody. So we have those 4 products, and they are all using XRP. So for example, in the Ripple payment product, we were talking earlier about what's the use case for stablecoins. Today, the use case for stablecoin is massively USD. So the market makers rebalancing their portfolio. That's the, I don't know the exact number, but I would say 90% of the volume of USD. We're still scratching the surface, but on the cross-border payment, so Ripple is cross-border payment and leveraging XRP as a bridge asset. In fact, in TradFi, when you were at Bank of New York or Deutsche Bank for me, like we were using USD as a bridge asset. We are using XRP as a bridge asset. Why XRP? Because it's quick, it's fast, it's scalable, 1,500 transactions per second. So that's why, like, it's really about the utility of XRP.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is not an investment advice. This is not an educational piece of information as well. This is purely for entertainment. And I'm going to ask the question now. Does that mean that we could potentially see some surge in the price of XRP?
So we're quite focused on building the utility of XRP. We're super aligned to that goal for sure, but it's a
difficult task to say. Okay, let's move away. Let's
move
away.
Defining the price.
Okay, I'm gonna go to some even more interesting area. Donald Trump is about America first. He is about, okay, American companies needs to do things more. With Ripple being an American company, okay, DLD over here, you've done the deal. Your next best competition, even though Ethereum is very much plugged in with the BlackRock in terms of a tokenization. However, could we see something coming from the top telling everyone America first, American companies should be used, and there could be some incentivize for Ripple being the American company in terms of tokenization of assets as the main blockchain to be used?
So there's been a huge mindset shift in crypto, and especially for American company over the past few months. And I still remember December 2020 when the SEC knocked on our door, like as a metaphor, but just before Christmas, I was pregnant. I was like, okay, what's happening here? And so Ripple fought that battle, not only for Ripple, but for the whole industry. And we're very grateful now that the case has been won. And so now it's about the clear rule of the roads. Yesterday with the Genius Act is another example of that. So we do see the US being very, very proactive in regulatory clarity. And so we do roundtables with like crypto to help design the rules of the road. There's no like protectionism that we are seeing. And it's more like blockchain is very open and striving all together. Yeah.
Well, she makes very interesting points. It's a great reminder XRP still sits at the epicenter of everything that Ripple is building. This also means stablecoins will not replace XRP. And stablecoins are basically just a repackaging of fiat currencies. Think of a digital version of the US dollar that still requires the need for pre-funded accounts. So here is what you need to fundamentally understand about this conversation. Stablecoins do not replace the need for a neutral bridge asset like XRP. All those pre-funded accounts need central banks to hold foreign currencies into their balance sheets. This means when you are transacting with stablecoins, and I don't care if it's euros, dollar, pesos, or whatever digital version of those currencies, banks in the other side still need to hold the equivalent version of these fiat currencies into their balance sheets. This is what we call the nostro vostro accounts, the pre-funded accounts that are blocking capital across the globe. It's refreshing to see Ripple reminding us that XRP remains the main product of Ripple. This is their main architecture. XRP sits as the foundation of the new financial system. Ripple knows it. And if you want to trade crypto without KYC, I'm going to drop a link in the description of this video for Bitunix Exchange, the exchange partner of this channel. And if you made this video until the end, let me know in the comments if you are bullish about XRP adoption. I want to know who are the real ones that watched the video until the end. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to see you in the next video.